Hello students, welcome back to another video of the chapter square and square root. Hope you have watched the previous video and studied the properties what I explained. Now in continuation, let us add more properties so that you can understand the square numbers nicely. Another property of square number is adding of odd numbers. It means square of any number can be represented as a sum of any two consecutive odd numbers. Or you can say when we add any two consecutive odd numbers, it gives you a square number. Just as when we add 1 with 3, 1 and 3 are two consecutive odd numbers. When we add 1 and 3, we are getting 4. Here 4 is the square of 2, you can see. Now if you add 3 consecutive odd numbers, just as 1, 3 and 5, you are getting the sum 9. Here 9 is the square of 3. Similar way, by adding 1, 3, 5 and 7, we get 16. And 16 is the square of 4. From this we conclude, if numbers of odd numbers is represented by n, it means just here if we add 1 and 3, here are two odd numbers. If we add 1, 3 and 5, we have 3 odd numbers. So n represents the odd numbers, number of odd numbers we are adding. Then if numbers of odd numbers is represented by n, then sum of n odd numbers is n square. Means when we have added only one number, that is 1, with nothing, means 1 itself, it is the square of 1. When we are adding two odd numbers, we are getting square of 2. When we are adding 3 odd numbers, we are getting square of 3. Similar way, when we will have n odd numbers, it will give the square of n, that is n square. Now come to another property of square number, that is sum of consecutive natural numbers. Sum of consecutive natural numbers. Means any square number means odd square number, you can say. Any odd square number can be represented by the sum of two consecutive natural numbers. Just as 3 square. 3 square is 9 and it can be expressed as the sum of 4 and 5. Similar way, square of 5 is 25 and that can be expressed as the sum of 12 and 13. Square of 7 is 49. 49 can be expressed as the sum of 24 and 25. So it concludes that square of any odd number can be expressed as the sum of two consecutive natural numbers. Now next property is product of two consecutive even or odd numbers. When we take any two consecutive even numbers or odd numbers, their product is always represented by the term n square minus 1. We will see how. Let us take two odd numbers 13 and 15. They are consecutive odd numbers. When we multiply them 13 into 15 in this way, so that 13 can be expressed as 14 minus 1 and 15 can be expressed as 14 plus 1. Whereas 14 is the number in between 13 and 15. When we apply this identity a minus b and a plus b, that is giving you a square minus b square. So, if we consider 14 as a and 1 as b, so 14 minus 1 into 14 plus 1 will give you 14 square minus 1 square according to this identity. 1 square is 1, so it is 14 square minus 1. It means 13 into 15 can be expressed as the square of the number in between them minus 1. It concludes that product of two consecutive even or odd numbers can be expressed as n square minus 1, where n is the number between the two given numbers. This way you can find out the product in between any two even numbers also. Now come to our next property, Pythagorean triplet. The property named Pythagorean triplet because it is related to the property of Pythagoras theorem. Pythagorean triplet is actually a set of three numbers which follow similar property of Pythagoras theorem. What is Pythagoras theorem? Last year already you have studied it. So, I am just giving you the review. It is a right angular triangle. Pythagoras property says square of the hypotenuse is equal to sum of the raised two perpendicular sides. They are perpendicular and base. You know very well that hypotenuse is the longest side. Similar way, if you will have three numbers, then for Pythagorean triplet, you have to find out any three numbers in which the square of the greatest number among them will be equal to the sum of square of the raised two numbers. Just see how actually Pythagoras theorem Pythagorean triplets are given by the term Pythagorean triplet are given by the term n square minus 1, 2n and n square plus 1. These are the three terms can be expressed as Pythagorean triplet, where n, we have to know what is n. With this example, we will find out what is n. We will understand what is n. Then we will find out the Pythagorean triplet. So, when we will be given a number 10, we will relate this given number with any of the given three terms, means these three terms, any one of the three terms. Just as you can easily relate 10 with 2n, just as you can write 2n equal to 10, because 10 is one of the term of Pythagorean triplet. So we can equate 2n equal to 10. So by this you can find out the value of n, and here we get n equal to 5. When n equal to 5, then the Pythagorean triplet is n square minus 1, that is 5 square minus 1. Next term is 2n, that is 2 into 5. And next term is n square plus 1, that is 5 square plus 1. And here we are getting 25 minus 1, that is 24, 10 and 5 square is 25 plus 1, 26. 24, 10 and 26 are Pythagorean triplet, where you will get square of 26 will be equal to the sum of squares of 24 and 10. This way, using these three terms, you can find out the many sets of Pythagorean triplet. Thank you.